All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Danielle Kreider. I'm a North Region Planner in the Department of Planning and Development, and I'm joined by Catherine Hurd, North Region Supervising Planner. This webinar is an opportunity to learn more about a retired firehouse at 1721 West Greenleaf Avenue and our RFP process. Today's meeting will be recorded and posted online for anyone who is not able to attend, and there will be time at the end for Q&A, so feel free to submit any questions that you have as we get going. So the request for proposals for this property was released on October 1st, and we will accept applications through January 5th on our Tri-Block Builder webpage. We will then review applications and select a buyer based on the likelihood of successful project completion and alignment of the project with local priorities. Specifically, we assess applicants' financial capacity, relevant experience, ability to complete similar types of projects, and overall concept for the site. A successful application will be responsible for site planning, architectural design, securing entitlements, environmental remediation, and attracting tenants as applicable. Not all of this must be completed prior to application, but schematic design drawings are encouraged. A primary goal of selling this property is to reactivate the site, so we are looking for a project that could begin in 2026. The property is appraised for about $350,000, which is our target selling price. Applicants may submit the bid amount they feel is appropriate. To the right is a more detailed scoring rubric that is also included in the program guide in the Tri-Block Builder website. Weighted most heavily are proof of experience and financial capacity and project feasibility. This speaks to the applicant's ability to successfully accomplish what they are proposing on the site. We also consider design quality, purchase offer, public benefit, and compliance with plans and community engagement. These categories reward a project that is compatible with the existing context, sensitive to local needs, and fairly compensates the city for the property. To get into the specifics of this site on Greenleaf, it's located just east of Clark Street in Rogers Park. The property is approximately 9,000 square feet in size and is developed with an existing structure that's about 6,000 square feet. It was built in the mid-1910s, is currently zoned RT4, a residential district, but we could see a new commercial use being established in the space and would generally support B12, B22, or B32 zoning on the site, dependent on proposal specifics. A successful application will rehabilitate the existing structure on site, preserving the character of the building as viewed from Greenleaf Avenue. Zooming out to the immediate context, there are many local serving businesses within easy walking distance of the site, especially restaurants. The site is also within a couple of blocks of the Rogers Park Metro Station, Rogers Park Library, and Eugene Field Elementary School. It has great access to transit, including the Union Pacific North Metro line, shown in green, CTA Red Line, and the Clark and Lunt buses, shown in black and blue. We don't have accurate floor plans of the existing firehouse, but we do have plans of a very similar firehouse built in Beverly in the same time period, which was recently sold by the city and rehabilitated into a hat factory. So these are provided just for general understanding of the property configuration and don't represent actual site conditions. But these floor plans are oriented to match the Greenleaf site with north facing up, which includes the existing front entrance and garage doors. A notable difference between the two firehouses are the window openings on the western elevation. It's one of the biggest differences. The site has been vacant for over a decade and is not currently habitable. Here are some pictures of the existing damage to give you an idea of the building's condition. The site has been well secured and there doesn't appear to be evidence of break-ins into the property, but water and pigeons have gotten access to the property through holes in the roof. Here are some pictures of the larger spaces in the building, bottom left and upper right showing the first floor, lower right showing the second floor. These are keyed to the 95th Street floor plans in the site's program guide to better orient you to the interior. So that can also be found on the Tri-Block Builder website. Here's the front facade looking south on Greenleaf Avenue with interesting brickwork and features that make it unmistakable as a Chicago firehouse. I've highlighted a few of the most relevant urban design principles for this site, maintaining and incorporating new high quality materials on the front facade. Currently, most of the front setback between the building and Greenleaf is paved as a driveway for fire engines. The site is served by alleyway, so applicants could consider mitigating auto pedestrian conflict points, locating parking and loading away from the front of the property, engaging the public realm, and improving the pedestrian experience, possibly by incorporating trees and landscaping more consistent with what you'd find in the residential neighborhood to the east of the site. I say this recognizing that the feasibility and desirability of this sort of change will vary based off of the proposed use of the site. We look forward to hearing what you guys are interested in doing here. If the photos I showed earlier haven't scared you off and you'd like to see the site in person, we will be opening up the property on October 22nd. That's next Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Attendance is not required to apply for the property, but if you would like to attend, you will have to register online through Eventbrite, which you can do using this QR code or through the Tri-Block Builder website. We will ask you to sign a liability waiver because the building is not currently habitable and there is known contamination on site, including lead paint. We strongly encourage you to bring personal protective equipment such as face masks, sturdy closed-toed shoes, and headlights to safely navigate the property. There will be walkways cleared and marked off for you all to navigate the space, but the equipment really is necessary for you to safely visit the site. And then finally, before we get to questions, I wanted to highlight some successful firehouse rehabilitation projects across the city. I mentioned a similar firehouse on 95th Street in Beverly that was turned into Optimo Hat Factory. Pictures of that property are shown on the left. Then we have a firehouse in South Loop that was converted to a restaurant and event space. Not far from the Greenleaf Firehouse is Firehouse Chicago in Edgewater, an event space specializing in weddings, complete with a fire pole for the brides to slide down. And on the far right side are two more examples in Near North and Edgewater. New owners of these properties have taken different approaches to programming the large ground floor open spaces of these firehouses that used to house the fire engines, different approaches to replacing the fire engine doors with new doors or glass storefront systems, but you can see that they all maintained the character defining features, brickwork, and openings on these iconically Chicago buildings as our fire engines outgrew them and municipal services evolved. So with that, I'll open it up for questions. You can also send questions to me via email at the address shown through November 30th, and I will publish answers to these questions online so that all interested applicants have the same information about the site. Thanks again for attending. Oh, and we also have Cindy here too. I'll give you all a couple minutes to submit your questions. You can type them into the question and answer box, which you can find at the bottom of your Zoom screen. So I got a question from Stephen. Is this area eligible for NOF funds for redevelopment? No, it is not. Good question. Another question, what is the projected market rate the city is looking to list the property for? So the appraised value is about $350,000 and $48.66. So that's not a minimum bid, but the proposed bid amount is definitely consideration when we score applications. Thanks for your participation, Stephen. I appreciate it. All right. Well, again, I will flash my contact information up. Oops, sorry about that. I will put it in the chat. It is also on the Tri Block Builder website. And if anyone has questions about the property or the RFP process through November 30th, we will be regularly updating a questions document on the Tri Block Builder website. So thank you all again for your interest. And we look forward to the applications that you submit for this really cool property. All right.